Corey, we saw Jesse's leg in his debut. Is that the reason why you made the switch at punter to get Jesse into the lineup?
Say it again, sorry?
Jesse's leg? Mirko?
Oh, Mirko, sorry. That's a... yeah, no, he's got a... Yes,
punter.
sorry,
he had a great debut at 50.
No, listen, we picked him in the draft, and he had an incredible college career. And he kind of got acclimated a little bit here, and we wanted to see what that looked like, and certainly he's as advertised. So, yeah, man, we'll keep rolling with that, and he's got experience holding throughout his whole career as well. So it's just about finding that balance. Yeah.
And Daniel, having a guy who has 10 years of experience, for him to come in at this point in the season, fresh legs, I would say, along the offensive line, that's probably a bonus for him.
Yeah, 10 years and coming in fresh legs, like what a bonus, right? You don't really see that often. But his versatility, man, he can do it all, for us. And it was just so unfortunate to see what happened to him in training camp, because he was playing pretty good to that point, and then he told me he was going to stay and work his tail off to get here, and now to have him get out there last week and go out there again this week, man, you're happy for him. And then for us, obviously, just having that veteran presence, and certainly I'm sure the amount of snaps he's taken versus this team that we're facing this week won't hurt. So man, love Philippe and what he's brought to this team and his leadership.
Last time out, week 1, Drew Brown threw a ton of yards against you guys, facing him for just the second time. How do you stop that from happening again? Yeah,
we got to make some plays on the ball, no doubt. And I mean, certainly, he can put that thing out there, but ultimately, whether it's putting pressure on him through rushing 4 or sending pressure. Winnipeg did a good job knocking balls down, or taking advantage of tips and overthrows. However it looks, we just got to capitalize on those opportunities, and then ultimately just try to hold them to one less point than we get.
How do you avoid maybe the communication breakdowns? It looks like there might be some changes in the defensive backfield for this one.
Nah, it's just it's always, even when you have a stagnant lineup. Sometimes there's communication errors, or not taking the tips of the week and how we'll attack certain concepts. So I mean, it's football. It happens, but when you do have some rotation of guys in there, it's got to be even more tight as far as communication and identifying things. So whether it's the exact same or new guys rolling in, it's over communication is key.
How tough is this road trip out to Ottawa? How tough is that place to play in?
I don't know, man. It's they got a great fan base. Night games there are awesome. The environment, it's got a weird. It's a cool environment to play in. So I always enjoyed it. Being coaching. I haven't done anything physical over there, so I can't speak to that. But no, I think it's one of the cool places to play in the league. So, hopefully our guys are up for that.
Didn't see Brett Lothar out here. What are the odds he's able to go, or will Campbell Fair be making his debut?
Yeah, it's TBD. How it is with a lot of our guys. Just making sure that we're feeling okay to be able to get out there and get our jobs done, whether that's Brett or it's anybody else. So we'll see, but certainly having Campbell here and his experience with the ops over here, if he gets his opportunity, then he does. But if it's Brett, it's Brett.
He's an Ottawa guy. Get his debut in Ottawa would be pretty cool for him, I would imagine.
No, yeah, for sure. That would be pretty sweet. And I think talking to him, I think he said he had the same kicking coach as Lewis Ward. And yeah, there's a lot of cool things that go into that. But ultimately, we're gonna look to make the decision what's best for the roster.
The defense is still one of the best at limiting the big plays, but over the last couple of weeks, it seems like big plays and key moments of ball games has been tough on your defense. How do you guys limit that this week and carry that on through the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think it's the same as kind of just the general message to everybody. We got to sustain throughout the whole freaking game, and in this league, it doesn't matter who it is. If you have a lack of discipline or a lack of judgment. Man, it could cost you, right? So, we've got, a handful of examples of that. I would just hope that we take heed to that. And I know the guys know, man. It's not like they're trying to mess stuff up. But, again, just goes back to making sure that we're over-communicating. And then, ultimately, man, if we can get the ball not to go up in the first place, that'd be great too. So it's a full defense, all 12.
How much of a challenge is this game going to be for defensive backs on both sides when you consider the caliber of both teams' receiving corps?
Yeah, no doubt, man. I you guys know how I feel about our receiving corps, from top all the way to to bottom, and certainly their receiving corps. I mean, if you look across, even Keelan White's their first-round pick, but you look across everywhere else, and those guys have been a guy at some point in time in this league. So again, tall task for us as defensive backs, but certainly we feel like we could put the same amount of pressure on theirs. So it should be an entertaining game.
With Thomas Bertrand Hudon back out here, how much are you looking forward to seeing him back on the field in a game?
Yeah, we just same thing. He was out here last week, and unfortunately couldn't go. So having him out here again this week, just seeing how he's gotten through the week of practice, and if it does end up that he's actually really ready to go, then having him out there certainly helps us in a multitude of ways. I don't know the exact number, but his yards per carry, I think has got to be up there, amongst people in the league, and certainly what he does on special teams for us as well. So, really good player. When he's healthy, we're excited.
How conducive too is his style of running to the way football is played as the weather gets colder and the fields get harder?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he does have some of the qualities that we admire about AJ. He's also got sneaky feet in the hole, and he doesn't stop pumping and driving. So he is a fall forward kind of back, which you do like, specifically in the cold weather. But he's also broken out some big runs too. So he's shown to be able to do a lot of things, and he's cutting passes out of the backfield as well. So yeah, man, really really good player, and if he's good to go, then we'll be good to go.
Communication breakdown at this time and point of the season, is that concerning, or is that just something that happens over the course of a long season?
I'd say it depends on what the communication bust is. There's different concepts. If we're talking about from the defensive backs, there's different concepts versus different coverages, and it could be a similar concept and a similar coverage, but depending on how the quarterback sees it or the kind of receivers they have and how they do it, that maybe we change up how we execute it, right? So it's not really concerning, because it's if you've rounded the game long enough, you know that it happens. But we do have the standard of we have a plan in place, we got to execute it, and when you don't, that's the time that it gets troubling. But if it's the same thing over and over again, then it's concerning. But if it's not the same thing over and over again, it's just we just got to tighten up on the details and lock in and focus a little bit more.